Paul Torday published his first novel, Salmon Fishing in the Yemen, at the age of 60. His family set up the Paul Torday Memorial Prize in his honour, to celebrate first novels by authors aged 60 or over. Now in its second year, the prize was won last year by Anne Youngson for Meet Me at the Museum.
The runner-up in this year's Paul Torday Memorial Prize is Gabby Koppel for Reparation. Gabby is a freelance TV producer and journalist with credits that include Crime Watch UK, The Experiment, Holocaust Memorial Day, Child of Our Time, The Children's Stories, and Rip Off Britain. She also writes regularly for national newspapers and magazines. She is one half of the Bergolt Brown Film and TV Production Company with her husband, film director Stephen Brown. Prize judge Catherine Johnson described Reparation as an engrossing and satisfying read. She said, "I discovered worlds and people I had never met, and I was swept along by a narrative that explored identity and families and how they live long-term with deep trauma. Koppel has written a story that deserves to reach a wider audience."
The value of the recognition and encouragement given by the Paul Torday Prize to those of us who come to writing later in life cannot be underestimated. My congratulations to the winner, and given such a fantastically distinguished shortlist, I am beyond delighted to be runner-up. A big thank you to the Society of Authors, and also to the Torday family, but most of all to my husband Steve, who encouraged me to keep the faith when the rejections were piling up. I'd also like to thank Hono, a wonderful small independent publishing house that cherishes the work of Welsh women.
Congratulations to the winner of the 2020 Paul Torday Memorial Prize, Donald S. Murray for As the Women Lay Dreaming. A son of the Hebrides, Donald S. Murray is a writer and poet whose work has been shortlisted for both the Saltire Literary Awards and the Callum MacDonald Memorial Award. His critically acclaimed books bring to life the culture and nature of the Scottish Islands, and he appears regularly on BBC Radio 4 and BBC Radio Scotland. Commenting on Donald's debut novel, As the Women Lay Dreaming, Judge Sarah Waters said, "Just a few pages into As the Women Lay Dreaming, I knew I had found our winner. Murray's novel is the slimmest book on the shortlist, but it's a book that's big with beauty, poetry and heart. A wonderful achievement, a brilliant blend of fact and fiction, full of memorable images and singing lines of prose."
There are lots of people I have to thank for this award. There's my publisher at Saraband, Sarah Hunt, who's given me tremendous support, my editor, Craig Hillesley, and also the late Alec Clunas from Shetland, who helped me considerably when I was in the last stages of putting the book together. I would also like to thank Maggie Priest and the household, my wife Maggie Priest and the household, for all that they have to endure while I'm writing. Finally, I'd like to thank my own home community. They have endured, what was often a very hard 20th century, and they did that with a great deal of fortitude and dignity. Ach tíoch an rasta ha me sin dó éisteach rí G-Shack agus sé seo Margaret Ferguson, Margaret McNeek Fellachas, agus Caitlin Lilly. We're going to listen now to Caitlin Lilly singing. She comes from my own village of South Dell, and also we're going to see the wonderful work of Margaret Ferguson, who painted so many of those who both lived and died while undertaking that fateful journey on the Isle there on the 1st of January 1919. Taramot saw more men dropping from the side of the Isle there, a rope around their waists, some perched for a moment on the railing, like birds about to leap into the waters to harvest fish. A few kneeled on the deck before diving, praying that God might somehow reach out his hand to save them. Like most of the other islanders on board, they were unable to swim. The sea, with its currents swirling around their homes, being regarded as much too cold and dangerous for them to enter for much of the year. They all trembled as they plunged, their naval collars and bell-bottom trousers flapping in the turbulence of the wind, their bodies flung this way and that by the forces of the blackness all around them. Perhaps their fear shook them too, uncertainty and nerves. Some stayed silent as they jumped into the ocean, fists bunched and lips pressed tightly together. They might have been the ones who had done this before, hurtling into the Mediterranean or the North Atlantic when a U-boat or German battleship sank their vessel. They did it as if they were taking part in an absurd dance, their bodies jigging and jerking as they sprang from the deck. There were others to whom it all seemed much more of a surprise. Their eyes and mouths were open and distorted, shouting and screaming as they leapt, their yells muffled and silenced by the uproar of the waves. I didn't want to listen to them, Talamut wrote. I knew too many had died.
Shinrito vi al kia kurochavi